Hey YouTube, welcome back to the Mototopia channel. In today's episode, we have a really exciting ride. We're going to start out in the village of Trafoi in northern Italy and climb the 75 hairpin turns to the pass on Stelvio Road. We will be about 200 meters from the Swiss border. You may wonder, what is Stelvio? Why is it important? Why are we doing this? Well, in 2008, the very popular TV show Top Gear called Stelvio the best road in the world. It was built over 200 years ago and it is an engineering marvel. 75 hairpin turns, snake up the mountain with views of the Alps that are just unbelievable. Really the most exciting road I think in the world to ride. Whether it's a motorcycle or an automobile, it's just something that should be on every enthusiast's bucket list. So please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell. That's really important for the growth of the channel. And by all means, I hope you enjoy the episode. Leave a comment if you do, or if you don't. But I think you're going to like it. It's a really great episode. Thanks very much. Okay, so as usual, we'll start with a little flyover to show you where in the world we are. We are in the village of Trafoi, which is in the area of northern Italy that's called South Tyrol. And we are in the Ortler mountain range. And we're taking this 200-year-old road up to the top of Passo del Stelvio. As we wind our way through the village of Traffoy, let me tell you a little about this area. We are on the western side of South Tyrol on the northern face of Stelvio Mountain, which is part of the mighty Ortler's mountain range. The journey to Traffoy from the Venasta Valley is awe-inspiring. Spectacular glaciers shimmer against a blue sky. You can almost reach out and touch the rocky panorama. Mother Nature is still the leading lady here in this lovely little corner of the earth, nestled between rugged mountain peaks. The hamlet of Trafoi is ideal for hiking and mountain biking. Anyone interested in culture can stay busy here. Ancient monasteries, castles, museums, they're all in abundance here. There are typically more than 300 sunny days a year here, and the views are absolutely breathtaking. In the winter, skiing is the predominant activity. This Trafoi skiing area offers 10 kilometers of well-groomed slopes that rise to over 2,250 meters. This is also the hometown of one of the world's greatest skiers, Gustav Thurney. In the 1970s, he earned 4 overall World Cup titles in 1971, 72, 73, and 75. He also earned 5 gold medals at the FIS World Championships and 1 gold and silver Olympic medals as well. In the winter of 1972 and 3, he even managed a hat trick in the overall World Cup thanks to his 2 slalom victories in St. Anton and Quebec. He last competed at the Winter Olympics in Lake Placid in 1980 and then became a coach. He is now the owner of a hotel here in Trafoi. The Bella Vista Hotel sits at that first hairpin turn as we came through Trafoi. This left turn as you leave Trafoi takes you to a popular tourist spot. In Italian, and I do my best here, Le Tre Fontane Sacra, or in German, Heilige Drei Brunnen, is the 3 holy fountains in English. And it's along a popular hiking trail. There are waterfalls and a small river alongside a small chapel and prayer hut. Inside are 3 springs. Legends say that if you drink from all 3, you will be healed. Of exactly what is not specified, but pilgrims do make the trek here in hopes of better health and spiritual cleansing. There is a small park around the sanctuary with benches and barbecue areas. Certainly a beautiful spot, even without the presumed powers of the springs. As we ride along here and you listen to the audio recorded by the GoPro, that mic may at times pick up my voice. We're talking to each other. A few of us have the same headset in our helmets, and what you're hearing is us telling each other about what's coming up. Just kind of for safety purposes, it's helpful to know when there's a car coming, or especially a large camper or truck. So that may be what you hear from time to time. Otherwise, you're just enjoying that beautiful exhaust note of the BMW GS 1250 that I'm riding. Further up the mountain at 1,875 meters is the bar and restaurant Weißer Not Roca Bianca. They have a nice bar and restaurant with outdoor seating. The views naturally are spectacular. Looks like they serve good German food, and I think they call this dish heart attack on a plate. I can't speak to the caliber of the food. We just stopped for a minute, but TripAdvisor says 4 out of 5 stars, and the prices range from $9 to $24. They are open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and drinks. That's pre-COVID. Nice place to stop if you have the time.
Everybody seems to know where they are.
So I mentioned earlier in the video about skiing in the area, and that's obvious looking at these mountains. But one of the things that I learned that did surprise me is that there's a special type of skiing that you can do here in the Ortler Alps. It's called, well, there's two names for it. One of the names I found was called ski traverse, but it's also called hut-based ski touring. So as I understand it, what you do is you start out in a normal ski resort and take the gondola up to the top of the mountain. But then there are hiking paths and ski slopes that will connect you to other mountains that essentially amount to glaciers. You're way up above the tree line, and you can essentially ski in all directions. But you then ski with a backpack, taking with you whatever you need for a multiple day vacation, and you ski your whole vacation from hut to hut. And each of these huts has food, they have beer on tap, hot showers, and sometimes the bedrooms are bunks, so you might want to investigate that a little bit. But it seemed like a really amazing way to ski, and because a lot of these slopes in the Ortles face north, the powder stays well into May. So you've got a really nice long ski season where you can cut your own tracks through powder. Sounds pretty cool, something that my niece Max and her fiance Eric might find hut-based skiing pretty appealing. I know I do. But Eric and Max are kind of extreme adventurous, and since this is a travel adventure channel, I'll throw in some pics of those two doing what they do. They are both extreme skiers and snowmobilers, and well, this is Eric launching himself off of a cliff on his sled. Looks like fun. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get around other traffic. Obviously there's other cars, there's buses, and of course a lot of bicycles. And you really need to be careful around the bicycles. I can't imagine you could ever weave a story that would result in it being the bicyclist's fault, since you're approaching from behind them most of the time. But if you're patient, take your time, eventually you'll get around. Just on the left here, about halfway up the Stelvio Road, at 2,200 meters or 7,200 feet, is the Berg Hotel Franzenshoe. All the hotel's rooms have mountain views, and the restaurant serves Italian food. The history of the hotel is unmistakably related to the history of Stelvio Road, which was built from 1820 to 1825. At that time, the place on which the Franzenshoe stands was known as the Verdella, and served for the construction company Del Bosco as a storage place for the wood. In 1825, just after the road was completed, the post office that originally stood here was destroyed by an avalanche. In 1829, the Berg Hotel Franzenshoe was constructed and actually became a post office. In 1832, Emperor Franz I stopped at the Verdella to inspect the magnificent Stelvio Pass road. It was on that occasion that the post office at Verdella was named Franzenshoe. As we pass the many cyclists on this road, let's talk a little bit about the road and its meaning to the area. The construction of the Stelvio Pass road began in 1820 because the Austrian Empire wanted to connect its province of Lombardy with the rest of the empire. I really like saying empire. The engineer who designed the road was Italian Carlos Donagani. It's important to appreciate, I think, that the road is relatively unchanged, except for, regular maintenance and upkeep, since it was built 200 years ago this year. Prior to World War I, the pass served as a border between the Italian kingdom and the Austrian-Hungarian Empire. During the war, several battles were fought in the area of Stelvio. After a Swiss hotel in the area was destroyed, a peace agreement was actually signed to keep the area out of the hostilities. At the top of the pass, you're actually about 200 meters from the Swiss border. Alright, so the Stelvio Pass is an important area for tourism and sports today, specifically bicycle riding and even a marathon, which is crazy. Can you imagine running up this freaking mountain? Bicycle riding is also very important to the local economy and to the Stelvio National Park, in which the pass sits. Once a year, the managers of the park close the road down to motor vehicles completely. It's called Stelvio Bike Day, and 12,000 cyclists do the tour and ride to the Stelvio Pass. As we come around this next bend coming up, you'll see a little van with the words Photo Stelvio on the side of it. I didn't realize it at the time because I was focused on the road and not running off of it. But that little van is a professional photographer. There are many of them along Stelvio on good weather days, and they just take a boatload of digital pictures of everybody that goes by, bicyclists, cars, motorcyclists. And, as you round that corner, they'll probably take 5 or 6 photos of each person. And then you can go to the Photo Stelvio website, and for a few bucks, I think it was maybe $7 US per photo, you can download those high-res, high-quality images of your fun time on the Stelvio Pass road. I'll just show you a few of the ones that I purchased of our guys. Another event that occurs here once a year is pretty wild. For 3 weeks in October, the Giro d'Italia is raced through the Alps here. Unless weather forbids it, the Stelvio Pass is the focal point of the race. Given that it's in October, snow is often a factor. Back in 1931, it was decided that the leader of the race would wear a pink jersey as a way to identify him. In 1953, 11 miles from the summit on this road from Prato, one of the cyclists, Fausto Coppi, assaulted Hugo Coblet, who was the leader of the race at the time. He took the jersey away from him and then rushed through the final stage to Bormio and won the race for his 5th win in a row. Dude really hated to lose. This was huge news back then, and it really boosted the race from famous to infamous. To this day, the race is huge in Italy. The most wins have been Italians, and they fight hard to dominate year after year. As you might imagine, this is a really challenging race to win because of the topography and the weather. Low temperatures, snow, and these tight turns combine to cause frequent wrecks. So, yeah, pretty big deal around these parts. As we approach the summit and the sign for South Tyrol region, I should point out that this area is also known as the Three Languages Peak. It's called that because 3 languages come together here: Italian, German, and the Romansh language. Don't confuse Romansh with Romance. Romansh is the official Swiss language, and it is one of the descendant languages of the spoken Latin language of the Roman Empire. Pretty cool. So here we are at the pass, and see that yellow banners up here on the right? That's Bruno's hot dogs. That's kind of a tradition to get to the top and enjoy a very healthy Bruno's hot dog. But you can see how packed it is. All of the touristy t-shirt places are on the right. But there's a number of hotels and restaurants here, and great place to stop for your midday break for lunch, or even to spend the night, have dinner, etc. Well, that's it for this episode. I hope everybody liked the video and enjoyed the ride up to Stelvio Pass. On the next episode, we'll ride down, show you a little bit of what that looks like, and then probably also cover our last day with the visit to the motorcycle museum. That was pretty cool. So look for that video next, and thanks again for watching. Please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and remember, be in love with your life, every minute of it.